Welcome back to Tabletop Titans for another Battletome review. My name is Adrian, and I'm joined today by Doc Mel, who's here to talk about the Stormcast Eternals. We just got the brand new Battletome from Games Workshop. Thanks for sending that to us.
I've been told there's dragons in here.
There are, in fact, dragons. It's going to be a lot of cool things in here. Normally, as you might have noticed, we only have one person for the review, but this is a little bit of a unique situation for a couple of reasons. One, Stormcast are kind of the Space Marines of Age of Sigmar, and so it's a massive tome. The second thing is we haven't really played them. You know, we're pretty new to the faction in this edition. So rather than giving like a comprehensive review of like, this is what's changed and this is what's like important, this is gonna be basically a first look because we don't know it super well. We're not gonna pretend like we do. So Mel's you're gonna be our Stormcast player now.
Yeah, this is my third AOS army. Very, very excited. Have been painting forever.
Yes, honestly.
Can't wait for you all to see it. And some of the new models are just, we'll get to one. You'll know it when you see it. That is what got me here today.
Some people might even be able to guess what it is already. It's going to be very, very cool. So we're going to have a lot of coverage with that. We're going to have actually more Stormcast ready day one than we had Skaven, and that is thanks to you, Mel. So nice work there. If you want to be up to date so that you know when we do drop our very first battle report and other videos on the Stormcast Eternals, hit that like, subscribe button down below, and ding Nurgle's bell so you can be notified of all the updates on the channel. With that, we are still going to do the same level of coverage where we are basically going to show all the pages in the book. We'll go through the art in the beginning, the lore. We will show the narrative parts of the book. We don't play it ourselves, but again, I know some people just want to see it. So we're going to make sure we get a nice, clear view of that for you folks at home. And we'll talk about the battle formations, the war scrolls, and things like that. And of course, as always, and especially today, if we miss anything, let us know in the comments below. Especially for you veteran Stormcast players, this is a first look, but we want to know what you want to think.
Yeah, OGs, definitely comment below. What's changed? What's the big upgrades? Let us know, and we'd love to see it.
It's gonna be awesome. With that, let's get on into it. The Stormcast Eternals. All right, so here is the beautiful book. New art, which is always nice to see.
Yes.
And it's a weighty tome.
It is so much thicker than the other AOS books, especially like Sylvaneth is a decent line, Edeneth is a very small line. This is a doozy. It's
a lot, and they took away some units and then they added a bunch more back. So let's just dive on into it. I'm gonna start first by literally just flipping through to get to the rules section. We'll show some of the art and things like that. There are some new unique pieces of art, which is awesome. I love this style.
I've just started reading the lore, and it's super cool.
It's so good, right? I think they got a bad rep from the early days, but like honestly, there's some really good stuff in here. Heralds of the Storm, the Stormcast. We got like the Witch Hunter dude there.
There's your boys.
My boys, the Hot Rat Summer never dies.
Hot Rat Summer dies officially today.
No. The God King's Champions.
Look at this Skaven on top of
literally on the shield. That's so sick. Oh, look at this little dragon with a scroll. He's so cute.
Oh, cutie.
Right?
He's eating your homework for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and this is this thing. This is the second time they've done this.
It's a map. It's a map. It's so cool.
So sick.
It's a fold out map.
The Everspring Swath.
Oh my god, is that a Nahul?
It's the Jade Wound. It's like a giant Nahul.
It looks like a giant Nahul.
Oh, yes. This is in Gairan, I think. It's so cool. So yeah, the second book they've done this actually. The Fall of Fort Gardus. It's like a pivotal event, I guess. Very, very cool. So we got, now we're getting into some of the models, which is very sick.
New terrain piece.
Yes, this thing is huge, by the way.
It's so big.
Oh my gosh. Just amazing, amazing kits. Let's see. The Mandate of Azir. More cool art. The Price of Immortality. Of course, the Stormcast are getting Whoa, is this a reforging that we're seeing?
Ooh, that, okay. I was imagining it less gruesome.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's almost like a 40K thing. He's like, ah! That's so sick. Oh my gosh. I'm looking, we gotta read that section. Bastions of the Storm, talking about, you know, their fortresses. Oh, this is sick. This would make a great board.
And this is one of the new models.
Yeah. The little Watchers in the Dark. They're like the teenager versions of the Watchers in the Dark. The Storm Hosts, of course, you can't solve every problem by opening new what are they, chambers?
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
For sure. 100% success.
Right. Now, they did not bring back the rules for these. That still doesn't exist. But this is cool. They have the different schemes. Obviously, if I just did Stormcast, I'd want to do this one.
Oh, really?
I mean, look, it's teal and gold.
It's teal.
It's
I
so
get
sick.
that.
What would you do if you picked one of these?
If I picked one of these,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Emo Hammer for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
I'm gonna go Anvils of the Helden Hammer.
Helden Hammer. That's sick.
Hammer. Oh, like look at that. Like,
That's so cool. I love these schemes. I like the willingness to actually put paint on the armor. Very cool.
Here is Lord Vigilant on
cool.
Morgriff. It's
This is the non-named one.
This is the non-named one.
Which we should also get.
We should also get. His friend is super cool looking. Amazing.
So cool. I love them new models. Again, cool art. You know, there's a lot in here.
Yeah.
Finding the cute boys. More Skaven, of course. Oh, this is a new one. Boom, boom.
Look at
It's so cool. The little executioner hood for
the executioner hood is it's just so AOS. Like they're like, yeah, the rider's got an executioner hood.
Yeah.
So does the griffin.
Right?
Like, I was just there. It is. That's the model.
It's so silly but so great.
Oh, I love him.
Oh my gosh! Of course, the Andrasta, the dragons. So cool.
Aridan the Witness.
I love it.
So cool. And then there's this.
Yeah, it's an amazing line.
And then the Derps.
They still have the Derp Dragons. Still didn't get rid of them, which is shocking. Ionis Cryptborn, who is still pretty interesting. Taurus the Redeemed, very controversial figure. There's so many pages here of all the units.
Homework.
Yeah,
sure.
This guy's sick. This banner guy. I don't think we have him.
No, I don't.
So cool. More units. This isn't even the rules. So you can see why this review had to be a little bit different. Giant Derp Dragon. It's so derpy. Oh my god. My god. Oh, this is cool. The beast marks. Huh.
Oh yeah, because a lot of the different shields have different like beast.
I didn't even realize that.
Do we have birds? I haven't even seen the birds.
We don't have much, so this is the Vanguard. Oh, the new Griff Riders are part of this.
Oh, okay.
So the Vanguard is they're like the Scout, basically, the
okay.
Scout Stormcast. So they're all the birds and things like that. So it is one of the sub chambers that you can pick. Because there's like 4 now, basically. My god. The Reclusians, we just got a new box of these guys. This is really sick art. The Endless Spells. And finally we arrive at the rules. My god.
At page 86.
That's crazy. What a dense tome.
It got some lore in this book.
Yeah, it's some deep.
Some thick lore.
That's some thick lore. All right, so we're gonna go through this, especially this part. We're gonna go into it fully, kind of reading it, talking about it, showing it.
This is the foundation of your army.
Exactly. Right? So the battle traits, the Celestial Realm. This is, I believe, the same as before. This is if there are more. Basically, for every unit of Stormcast Eternals that you put on the battlefield, you can put one in reserve. In as 40k players know it, Deep Strike. They're in the Celestial Realm. That's a deploy action. And then we can look at this next one. This one right here. Scions of the Storm. In the movement phase, you pick a friendly Stormcast Eternal unit that is in the Celestial Realm, and you set them up anywhere on the battlefield 9 away.
That is so huge for battle tactics right now.
Right?
I'm just like, bam, take the flanks.
The flexibility of just like half your army can be there.
Amazing.
And you can come down turn 1. Keep in mind.
Oh.
It's very cool.
So turn 2 battle tactic right there.
Exactly. Heaven Sent, this is, I believe, the same as before. Basically, once per battle, cost a command point in your movement phase. You pick a friendly, non-unique Stormcast Eternal Infantry or Cavalry with at least 2 or more models, and then you get a replacement with half the number of models, rounding up.
Beautiful.
Very cool, very strong. It's tougher to use in this army than other armies, I'd say, but...
Yeah. Well, the 1 command point is unusual. That's the first time I've seen that on any of my armies.
Well, it's once per game, too.
Yeah.
I have a couple armies that do it, and... they can just keep doing it. But I guess Stormcast, you can have pretty crazy units.
It's pretty elite. Like, I mean, you're thinking about, like, the Griffins, like, round up to 2 models.
Yeah, exactly. Or even, I bet you can reinforce them. So 10 and 5. Or
6
the Derp Dragons, like Concussors, that's a lot of points.
Yeah.
So it is a bit of a different scale. Next we have, of course, their Finest Hour, same as before. Once per turn in your hero phase, you pick a friendly Stormcast Eternals unit that has not used its battle ability this game. So once per game, they get +1 to wound and +1 to their save rolls. It's the old best day ever from last edition,
right?
But now just the Stormcast get it.
It's like a little wah.
It is a little wah.
A little dragon wah.
It's cute. It's heroic. I like it. It's kind of awkward to keep track of, but it's cool.
You just said once per game, but it's once per turn.
So the ability is once per turn,
Yeah.
but then you can't use this on a unit that's already used this
Yeah,
ability.
but so you can hop units.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
that's right. Once per game per unit.
Yes.
You're right. That's that. Next up, we've got the battle formations. So the battle traits we just went over, you get all the time. Now, of course, it's battle formations. So this is the Sentinels of the Bleak Citadels. Once per turn in any hero phase. What do you get here, Mel?
Why is there...
I'm popcorn reading to you.
Why is there a test all of a sudden? Pick a friendly Ruination Chamber unit. This unit has a 5-up ward for the rest of the turn.
That's very, very, very strong.
Yeah, I want to see... Well, we want to keep an eye out for that keyword across.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the only limiting factor here is like 5-up ward is nuts, but really how many units are in Ruination Chamber?
Yeah.
Same as before.
Yeah.
Or more than before because there's some new units.
And then there's Thunderhead Host. And so this is an add 1 to hit rolls for combat attacks made by friendly Warrior Chamber units while they're wholly within 12 of non-hero, non-beast Stormcast Eternals that do not have the word. That is too many words.
It's so complicated.
Right? So you add, okay, so the thing, if you manage to get off, you add 1 to your hit rolls made by, so you take Warrior Chamber units that have to be within 12 of non-hero, non-beast Stormcast Eternals.
Wholly within.
Wholly within. That do not have the Warrior Chamber.
Yeah.
There must be a specific thing that this is trying to get at.
So the other 3, and we'll see when we look at the other 2, these are all based around benefiting 1 chamber. This is the only one that actually incentivizes you to take multiple chambers, which is interesting because at least when we've been making Sigmar lists thus far this edition, it's like you kind of pick the trait that has the biggest effect on your army, but it's still normally only a few units, right? Like, we're almost never building around just one thing. I think Eden are the closest thing we've gotten to being like everyone gets the benefit, but even then there's some units that don't.
Because they also all get the downside.
Yeah, well, exactly. And it's like you basically take 1 unit, but most of the time it's like, oh, your clan, you have some Clan Scryer and some Pestilence. Same thing here. So it's kind of interesting, if complicated. And it is all the time, which is nice.
It's all the time, but you definitely need to, that's a strategic movement game right there.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we've got Vanguard Wing, so pick a friendly Vanguard Chamber that did not use a move ability this turn and is not in combat. On a 3-up, remove that unit and set it up 9, outside of 9.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Uppy downy in your movement phase. Wow.
Yeah.
On a 3-up. That's
So,
pretty sick.
We've got a lot of keywords you're gonna want to take out, which is probably really helpful in like making a list for this army because there's so many units. You're probably gonna start being very specific on like, I'm running my Vanguard Chamber Stormcast.
Exactly. It starts to give you kind of themes to help narrow down the scope.
Yeah.
Right. So we have basically Ruination, which is like the new units and wizards. Warrior, which is actually all the old school stuff. Vanguard, as I mentioned, is like the scouts on the bird theme things. And then last of all, Extremists. What does this one do?
Pick a friendly Extremist Chamber unit that charges this turn. Oh, I love it when it's on a charge ability.
You're gonna like this one, trust me.
Roll dice on the throw if that unit has strike first. So I am looking for the Extremist keyword because that already aligns with my nest.
Exactly. Yeah, it's definitely a very Mel ability. And it's doubly so, because you know what the Extremist Chamber is?
Drip Dragons?
It's the dragons!
Yes!
The dragons! So there you go.
It's two flag. If you're watching this and you're like, Mel, I just watched your game and you didn't run all dragons. That's because I was told I had to run the new models first.
Yeah, unfortunately there's no new dragons, sorry.
So Oops, All Dragons is coming.
We have it, we're ready for it.
Ready. I'm just like, they're holding me back in the wings.
Yeah, it's very, very true. So these are exactly the same as before, as far as I can tell. I think they're solid. I think it really depends on your list construction, obviously. So it's a good basis. I'm into it. Let's see what's next. I've got the heroic traits and such. I'll do the traits and you do the artifacts?
Awesome.
Perfect. So this first one, Shock and Awe, it's a passive ability. And each time this unit is set up using the Sounds of the Storm, so that kind of deep strike ability, you subtract 1 from the hit rolls for attacks that target them for the rest of the round. So the unit comes down, they get a -1 to be hit, which is nice. And then each time a friendly Stormcast Eternals unit is set up wholly within 12 of this unit, they also are -1 to be hit.
So you can kind of like bring them down.
Yeah.
They have this like glowy from the lightning that like makes them all.
It's like blinding. Ah! The only downside to this is Battle Round is good, But if you go second, it's a lot worse.
Yep.
But again, keep in mind, you can bring them down turn 1, thinking about doing tactics turn 2. So it kind of keeps you safer, lets you move up the board basically and be a bit more defensive. So it's cute. Next up, Envoy of the Heavens. This is in your hero phase. You pick a friendly Stormcast Eternal unit that was destroyed in the previous turn, and you pick a friendly Stormcast Eternals unit wholly within 12 of this unit. The target has a 5-up ward until the start of your next turn. I think this is the same as it was before. It's weird.
Yeah. Anything
that relies on your units dying is a little bit dubious, but a 5-up ward is good, and I'll tell you, your units will die.
No!
I'm sorry. No. It's gonna happen.
It's the worst.
So...
It is interesting.
Yeah. Interesting's the word.
Wholly within 12. Okay. I think you had to see that one played out.
Yeah, you have to line it up, and like I guess you could put this on like a banner person or someone who's kind of in the middle, but it's very situational.
Yeah, so it has to be visible from the model. You put it on. That's gonna be weird, especially if you already have. If you're already a Sentinel, then like you negate that one, but that's okay.
And then last of all, we got Staunch Defenders. This is a passive. So while this unit is contesting an objective in friendly territory, add 3 to the control scores of friendly Stormcast Eternal units contesting that objective. It's just a solid defensive ability.
Yeah,
it's not fun.
There's a similar ability for the Eden.
Yeah, have you ever taken it?
And I get it wrong every time because I'm like, oh, what? And then Adrian's like, read the blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It's the in your friendly, like those
friendly
are not.
Territory. Yeah.
You usually hold your back. It's cool. It's fine.
Yeah, it's not the most exciting one in the world. So that's the heroic traits. I think those are all the same. Yeah. Let's take a look at the artifacts of power.
So we've got once per battle, end of any turn. Already like it.
Right. Yeah.
Pick an enemy unit in combat with this unit. Subtract 5 from that target's control score for the rest of turn.
That's cool.
That's very cool. It's the Null Pendant. Like, here, I bequeath you the Null Pendant.
They're like, sick.
And if you've seen my Sylvaneth games lately, that's all of Alariel's control score.
Yeah. 5 is a lot. 5 is massive.
5 is a lot.
It's basically a whole monster or a chunk of an infantry squad.
Yeah.
So
that's I like the Null Pendant. Then we've got a passive called Mirror Shield. This unit cannot be targeted by shooting attacks unless the attacking model is within 9 of it.
Oh, that's
that would
good.
be great agaast your Skaven.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be great against your Skaven.
And 9 inches is very, very close. We've seen like 18 and 12. 9 is spooky.
I've never seen a 5 on the OC abilities.
Yeah, it's like -2 or 3.
3, and I've never seen a 9. So
that's cool.
Very fancy. Quicksilver Drought. This unit has first strike for the rest of this turn. Well, we know I love that.
Once per battle.
Oh,
it'll be insane.
The bloody blah.
It's insane. It's already good.
Yeah.
In fact, it's so good. I think I still probably would take this generally. This is great on a big, beefy guy. So, like for example, the big dragons. The big non-named dragons. Yeah. So the Drakesworn Templar or the smaller dragon hero version. I'm blanking on his name. So
I think I would have to see the list construction play out because if I tend to play elite armies, and so this Null Pendant, that to me really matters because a lot of times even like I just don't have the bodies to score on OC.
You just don't quite kill everything.
Yeah, and so that could be huge for me. So I'd be curious to see.
I think that's a great point.
Over to spell lore.
Yeah, let's take a look at what we have here. This is the Lore of the Storm. First we have their unlimited spell, which is Lightning Blast. Pick a friendly Stormcast Eternal Wizard to cast this spell, and then pick the closest visible enemy unit to them that has not been picked. So you can't do this same ability against the same target multiple times per turn. If 2 or more visible units are tied, then you can pick, Then you make a casting roll, and you do D3 mortal damage. Whatever. It's the same as before. It's easy to cast. It's
like
cute.
a little arcane bolt.
Yeah. It's funny that you can't spam it out on the same squad because that's the same. Because that's like what you would have done in the past.
Well, also because lightning never hits the same place twice.
Oh my god!
Which I'm pretty sure is actually factually incorrect, but
it's like, what are the odds?
Yes.
More of the
Statistically, it never hits the same place.
But that doesn't sound cool, does it?
No, not at all.
Thundershock. This is cast on a 6. Declare pick a friendly Stormcast Eternal. Blah blah blah. Enemy unit within 12, and they are -1 to wound.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's short range. You know, you have to be within 12 at the start of your turn.
Yeah, that's hard.
So maybe in the later game, it is very, very strong. It's just short range.
Yeah.
So why not? And last of all, Starfall, cast on a 7. Friendly Stormcast Wizard, pick a visible enemy, infantry or cavalry, so not monsters, not war machines, Until the start of the next turn, subtract 1 from the number of dice rolled when making charge rolls for the target to minimum of 1.
Ooh.
Not -1 to charge. -1 dice.
-1 dice.
That's so mean.
Could you imagine that? Wait. Give me one of those.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
Nope. You don't get to do it.
Max roll of a 6.
What I also like about this is it's 18 inches.
Yeah,
it's not
that's
12,
nice.
which I've seen them do in the past with these kinds of abilities, where it's like, well, they're already there.
Yeah, but 18.
Yeah, that's very obnoxious. I love it.
Yeah, that's kind of beautiful.
Right. So definitely the strongest. This one is good situationally. This is blah. But
I mean, sometimes you really need a little arcane ball to like fix one of your problems.
Yeah, it's never like bad.
Yeah, I'd be curious how many wizards, like the number of their wizards
Great point,
have. Like, because if they only have 1 or even 2, like you've got your 2, you're very unlikely to pick this.
Exactly. Oh, interesting thing about this, it's unlimited range.
That's kind of nice.
That's cool. It's just the closest thing that you can see, and you just.
Oh, but it's still the closest thing you can see. So I
can't
can't
target it.
I can't target into your back line.
That would be kind of crazy. Cool. Well, that's the spell lore. Let's take a look at the prayer lore.
Oh, I get prayers.
You get the
finally.
prayers. Yeah, I know you haven't played with any priests yet.
I haven't played with any priests.
Ah.
So we've got Healing Storm. Pick a friendly Eternal Stormcast priest to chant this prayer. Pick a friendly Stormcast Eternal unit holy within 12 of them. Then make a chanting roll of D6. Heal them D3. If the chanting roll was 8 more, heal D3 each visible friendly Stormcast unit holy within 12.
Okay, so it's like turns
It's
into
a
an AoE
little
spell.
above. That's cool.
Yeah, it's nice. Why not? And you have again, it's an elite army, so that's nice.
Yeah. We've got, let's see.
Oh, and I will say, this is their unlimited spell, so you could do it multiple times.
Ooh.
And there's nothing saying you can't heal the same thing twice.
Ooh,
That's
we
spicy
could
meatball.
just heal the dirt dragons.
Zum. Yeah, that's sick.
Dragons will not die.
Yeah, right?
Less weapons. Pick a friendly Stormcast Eternal Priest. Pick a friendly Stormcast Eternal Infantry that's holy within 12 of them. Then make a d6 roll. Add 1 to the attacks of that melee weapon until the start of your next turn. If the chanting roll was a 12 up, this ability affects all visible. Ooh, this is a nice little aura thing that they've got going with the prayers.
That's
I
sick.
didn't finish reading. Stormcast Eternal holy within 12 of the chanter.
Yeah. Same thing. 12 is a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I mean, yeah, like.
Yeah. Oh, I meant the cast. You have to cast it on a 12. So you'd have to bank up a couple turns or get super lucky.
I mean, didn't Bridger roll a 13-inch charge yesterday?
Yeah, but you're on 3 dice. That's the thing. So,
I gotta believe.
Yeah. I mean, +1 attack is great.
Yeah.
I think it could be fine, but if we can, again, kind of like you're saying earlier, I'm curious to see how many priests we can get in a list. Even more so than wizards, because you could have like 1 generate. Prayer dice for the next one.
I mean, also thinking comparison, or you could just heal a bunch.
Right, exactly.
Depends.
Yeah.
And then we got Translocation. Pick a priest, pick a friendly, any Stormcast within 12 of them. Remove that target from the battlefield and set it up again more than 9 away. In addition, if the chanting was an 8 up, subtract 1 from hit rolls made against that.
Love it. Uppy, downy,
Lots
teleport.
Lots of movement
So
abilities,
cool.
which are really, really great this edition.
Yeah, I love it. And cast on a 4, amazing.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Yeah, these are cool. So now we're getting on to the manifestations. This is brief. We'll look at the actual profiles later. So the Dais casts on a 6, the Vortex casts on a 6, and the Comet casts on an 8. And maybe we'll come back to the ranges when we look at the actual spells themselves. But that's that. Cool art of the weird spell wizard guy. And
here we go.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so again, this is a lot.
We're on page 94.
So
and friends.
Yeah.
Just hang out with us for a while. It goes to page 154.
Ooh, yeah. So pull up a chair. I'm not sure how much depth we'll go into everything, but we will talk about it. Let's take a look.
And like the key characters, we're definitely going to go.
Yeah, exactly. So this is Celatus Prime. Again, this is first look at him basically. So he's got 10 health, moves 12.
Immortals.
Always good. On 4 damage with 6 attacks. That's awesome.
Oh no.
That's so cool. And then I'm always curious when they say see below. So his range weapon, the scepter, each time they attack with their scepter, if the attack scored a hit, you just do D3 mortal damage. Okay. So you roll a 2 plus D3 mortal damage.
That doesn't seem like they needed to do this.
I know, right?
Well, it's because it could have just said a line and D3.
Well, because what is it? A wound? Is it a rend? Is it a damage? This is a chart. You know?
I just wanted to put it in a chart.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's at least see their once per battle.
In your movement phase, retribution from on high. So you want to have this guy starting in the celestial realm, and You subtract the current battle round number from 10 to determine their strike zone. Set up this unit on the battlefield more than a number of inches equal to the strike zone from all living units. That's cool. So, if you bring him into town turn 1, he deep strikes 10 inches away. Then if you bring him down the next round, 9 inches away.
So
8, 7, 6,
I think
5.
you missed one, because subtract the current battle round. So 10, 9 inches away on turn 1.
Oh, 9 from 1.
So it starts with its
Okay,
regular.
it starts normal.
Yeah, there's no penalty.
You're right.
But turn 2, it's an 8.
That's fun.
Right?
That's really cool.
But like, are you gonna keep him up there now?
Yeah, you're gonna not play with him? Yeah.
Is there any way to send him back? Like, can you?
That would be super sick, actually. No, the spells and the prayers we just saw.
None of them sent them back to the Celestial
No, they
realm.
just say pick them up and put them down.
No.
That would have been actually a cool thing to do.
Right?
That would have been sick.
G-dubs.
So it's cute. I remember way back in the day, he actually basically he got stronger the longer you kept him in reserves. Like his attacks increased
so this
basically.
is, yeah.
So the longer you held him, the stronger he became.
Could you imagine coming down turn 5 and
Yeah.
just being like, what's up?
It was so cool. So okay.
Oh, I love this model. I love this
Interesting.
model
She's
so
so
much.
sick. Yeah, you need to paint her up. So she's 8 health, moves 12, 3 up save, 5 up board. By the way, Celatus Prime also has a 5 up board. And I do want to make a note, of course, we don't have the points. My apologies to everyone. This is just the way the GW is releasing it. They don't even publish the points in the books. So as soon as we do get points, we can talk about points. But for now, we can't factor that into this. You know, you can consider how much these units cost now, and you can make an educated guess. But that's just the unfortunate nature about this. So, Yundrasta. Thengavar, which is her spear, 1 attack, 4 damage, anti-monster rend for 3 rend. And then in melee, it's 2 attacks for 3 damage, going up to rend 3, and 5 attacks at damage 3. The question is, did she keep her ability from before? The Prime Huntress. Double the damage characteristic of their Thengavar attacks for attacks that target the monsters.
That's amazing.
So her spear goes to 8 damage.
That's amazing.
That's so crazy! And 6 damage in melee.
That is wild.
Right?
And it already gets +1 rend on anti-monster.
So rend 3, 6 damage.
She's going hunting.
It's so scary. I was on the receiving end of an 8 damage spear once, and it was not fun, I'll tell you that. This is the same as before. You ignore negative modifiers to the control scores of friendly Stormcast units wholly within 12.
I like how you said, you're like, yeah, we don't know Stormcast, and now you've remembered every profile.
I looked at them.
He's like, yeah, in comparison, these spells are all the same before, and this is different, and this is a little different. I'm like,
I know some of it, but not. Yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying.
I'm just not an authority.
You're not an authority.
I'm an amateur.
Yeah. Aren't we all?
Yeah, that's fair.
Aren't we all?
And then last of all, on Wings of Brilliance, add 1 to the number of dice. Oh.
Yes, she charges.
On extra dice, the 3d6 charge. Did she have that before?
Yes.
I'm curious. I've got the old cards here. Again, not an expert. You know what? The app's gonna be faster. Oh yeah, should we talk about the cards?
Okay, this is
sad.
my curmudgeon.
This is the index cards.
Beautiful.
The launch cards. Amazing. We said so many nice things
Lovely.
about GW.
Lovely.
All on one side. Character art of the model on the other side. Beautiful.
What is this? What?
It's off screen is what it is.
What is this?
What is this?
Cards for ants? Like, I don't. Why? I'm too old for this, GW. It's too small.
It's small.
Like,
it's crammed. It's badly organized.
It's just. It doesn't look good. Like.
It's a nightmare.
I'm like, can we start a change.org petition? Like, how do we get these back?
They nailed it the first time. These were perfect.
For all my other units, I'm looking for her in this as well.
Yeah.
For all my other units, I'm literally just going to take pen to my cards.
It's so ridiculous.
So, there she is. Like, let's compare. Like,
yeah.
this is her card.
That's crazy.
It doesn't even name the orders. It just says what they are.
Yeah, it just says the rule, and then you have to look on the back. It's such bad design, which makes me so sad.
Because they had it.
So she does already have the extra dice on the charge.
They did more work for this.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. That's my curmudgeon.
Yeah, it's dumb. That's definitely a miss. But Yundrasta, still very cool. Love to see it.
Ah, yes.
Karazai.
Dragons.
Yeah, dragons. So let's take a look at him. 20 health.
Perfect.
12, I love it. 3 up save, even though he has no armor. I guess it's the scales. No ward save. That's unfortunate. He shoots a single shot for 3 plus D3 damage, shooting combat.
D3 plus 3 damage. Or D3 plus 3 damage.
Yeah, same thing. 3 plus D3.
Yeah, I guess that's the same.
That's okay. Annihilating Jaws, 4 attacks at 4 damage, +1 rend anti-infantry, so he wants to eat little creatures. 6 attacks at 2 damage, lots of damage putting out here.
20 health.
20, yeah, is ridiculous. Again, control 5.
Why? Okay,
More than Alario. He's a big dude.
No, he's the same as Alario.
Oh, same as Alario.
At least I feel a little better about that.
Oh, yeah, you think it should be higher. That's true. Yeah. So Fire's Retribution is a passive. While it has 5 to 9 damage points, he gets +1 attack, and when he has 10 or more, +2 attacks. So he gets more attacks as he gets enraged, which is fun. Then we have once per turn in the combat phase, you pick an enemy unit in combat, roll a dice for each model in the target unit. For every 5 up, you do a mortal damage. He really wants to fight hordes.
Yeah, he does. Just a little scavenge.
So cool. This guy, you should paint him up. Ancient Master of War in combat. Pick an enemy unit within the combat range. Subtract 1 from the attacked characteristic of the target's melee weapons for the rest of the turn. This is also something that synergizes well with hordes. Because -1 attack from a monster, not much. -1 attack from every guy attacking.
Huge.
Great.
Huge. Yeah. That one's going after little critters. Do we not have him already painted?
No, we only have Kondis.
Speaking of, ka-chow.
Boom! Just my boy Kondis. Let's see. Also 20 health, moves 12, 3 up save. He is a level 2 wizard as before. Let's take a look. So same range attack. D3 plus 3 damage.
Or 3 plus D3.
Or you know what? Take it as you may. He of course works like a normal person, where he degrades as he takes damage, as opposed to the opposite. His custom spell is Atavistic Tempest. Cast on an 8. You pick an enemy unit with an 18, and I love this spell. It basically is a debuff of your choice. You can give them Binding Gales, subtract 1 to hit, Meteor Hail, -1 rend, or Flash Freezing, -1 saves.
That's nice.
Very, very, very strong. It's a tough cast, but like, woof, very strong. His monstrous rampage is 1 per turn in the combat phase. Soul Shaking Roar, pick an enemy unit in combat, roll a dice on a 3+, no commands.
Classic roar.
It's so good. It's so good. And last of all, his passive is +2. Oh my god.
Oh, +2. This makes it a 6.
Yeah.
Ka-chow.
And much easier to cast, much harder to unbind.
Yeah.
This is great. Obviously he does. No, actually he doesn't. He doesn't. He hits exactly the same as Karazai.
This one goes after the hordes. This one is your big beefy.
Yeah.
Goes after hard to kill units.
And he still gets anti-infantry +1 rend.
Yeah.
Interesting. I've always been more of a Kondis fan. I think I still am, unfortunately.
Oh no. No.
Karazai. You're Karazai.
Team Karazai all the way.
He's a bad boy, that's why. We should have a battle.
Clearly how I like my men.
Yeah, I'm a bad boy, that's right. That's me. So that's the big named dragons. Let's take a look at Aridan the Witness.
Look at this cute little smush. Like,
it's so silly, it's great.
I just love the idea.
Like, what, are they just like knitted his, like, the giant executioner?
And he knitted it.
He definitely knitted it himself, for sure.
He's like, I gotta get it for you. Like, and like, I know this guy's probably named Aridan the Witness, but I'm naming, it's the Griffin. And you're just like, come here. Like, have you ever tried to put a I know you have a fly mask on a horse?
Yeah.
That's how this happened.
Come on, little buddy, I don't want to. And he's like freaked out. He's like, what is that?
And he's like, don't worry, we just gotta go kill some people today.
Don't get killing. Well, I know you're really excited about this unit, so I'll let you go ahead and read the profiles.
Okay, so the Axe, Crit Mortal, Love, 4
amazing.
attacks, 3/3, Rend 2, D3. Okay,
D3's weird.
The D3's weird. Hopefully something buffs that down here, let's see.
Right.
And then the Talons, Crit 2 hits.
Love it. A little sustained there.
Companion, okay, 6, 4, yeah, okay.
It's fine. It's like, it's not a dragon profile, but it's like a mid-range monster.
Yeah, 12 health, moves 12, control 5. Let's see.
3 up save still.
It's a priest. For the rest of turn, each time a friendly Ruination Chamber unit uses a fight ability wholly within 18, you can either heal D3 or have a 6-up ward.
Whoa.
That's nice.
This is very interesting. I really thought the Ruination Chamber was all wizards, basically. But this guy's a priest, and he has a bird.
Yeah.
So he kind of is breaking the mold on 2 accounts here.
I mean, could be cool, could be cool.
Yeah.
And then we've got once per turn, end of any turn, love that.
Yes.
Pick an enemy unit in combat, roll a dice. If the roll exceeds that health, 1 model is slain.
That's not even the good part.
This unit can immediately use the retreat ability. Yes!
So good!
I'll immediately use the retreat ability.
There's a theme here of these dang Stormcast heroes picking on little things. So he like grabs a little critter, runs away. Ideally, you do this at the end of your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
So next turn you can move wherever you want
And charge
run
in.
back in. It's very cool.
That is awesome.
This is probably the best thing on this profile.
If the roll exceeds the target's health carry. So
And you can nom someone, yeah.
if you rolled a
Yeah.
5,
Yeah,
could you kill something with 4 wounds?
absolutely. Yeah, and it is characteristic. It's not, you can't wound someone and lower it, so keep that in mind when you're doing this ability. But
It's like you knew what was in my brain.
I knew. I honestly thought that's what you're gonna say. So, because I think it's a common thing. So it is the characteristic, not the current wounds. And yeah, it just depends how risky you want to get.
Once per turn, reaction. What I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
Reaction. This unit was picked as a target of a non-core ability. Durant?
Read the ability, and then I can explain it a little bit
Make
more.
a resistance roll of d6. On a 4-up, the ability has no effect. You're just like, nope.
No, just shrug it off. So it's tough to think of examples, but you know, core abilities are like fight.
Yeah.
Fight is a core ability. You can't ignore a fight. But if it was like a spell cast on them or a rampage,
4-up, say no.
yeah, it's very strong. It's like a
Nice.
mega shrug. It's very, very interesting. The weird thing about this, correct me if I'm wrong, comment section. Doesn't this technically trigger on any friendly abilities as well?
Well, it's once per turn, so you choose when to do it.
Oh yeah, it is still a reaction. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. Because it's a reaction, it's not a passive.
Could you imagine, like, I think I want to do Dark Flight. Hold on.
Yeah.
Nope, not doing Dark Flight.
I was like, what? Well, there used to be the Scorpion of Corn.
Yeah.
It would ignore spells on a 4+. And Chaos players being who they were, you'd be like, well, I want to put buffs on them. And you're like, you can, but there's a 50-50, he just gets rid of the spell.
Gosh.
So you're totally right. It's a reaction and it's once per turn.
Yeah, I am so excited for this model.
He's a sick model. He's just very, very cool. So I'm excited to see. Next up, speaking of cool models, you have this guy built, Ionis Cryptborn. This is the other new priest-mounted Stormcast hero. He is a level 2. Iridan's only a level 1. Interesting. He, of course, has the... What? Oh, because he's War Master. So he is not... whatever the Extremist Chamber.
Oh, he's not.
I really thought they would give him as well. But he's War Master. Iridan is not. Okay. 16 health, 12 move, 3-up save, 5 control, just like before. His ranged weapons, he's got Spirit Scouring Flames. These are
Shoots
flames
in
that
combat.
scour you.
Love that.
Oh, it's amazing. 9 shots, Ren 2, so it's a flamethrower basically. And then in melee, 4 attacks with the Soulbreaker, Ren 1 for 2 damage. And then Thorax, Ancient Claws, this is the companion attack, 6 attacks, Ren 2 for 3 damage. So definitely more of a brawler here. He does degrade over time. Once per turn per army in the shooting phase, any shooting phase, pick an enemy unit that had any damage points allocated to this turn by attacks made with this unit's Spirit Scouring Flames. They get the Soul Burn keyword for the rest of the battle.
So they're on fire.
They're on fire. What does that mean? I'm not sure. But I will note, this does mean if you do covering fire to shoot in your opponent's shooting phase, you can trigger this.
Interesting.
And it's great because you hit on 2s as like a sort of flamethrower ability, so you're only going to hitting on 3s. Still pretty good. Next up, we've got Soul Burn. So what do we actually do with this keyword? This is any shooting phase. Declare this unit can use this ability even if it's been destroyed. Right, so if you're on, this is basically to say if they're on fire, they still burn even when the model goes away. Pick any number of soul burned enemy units, roll a d3 on a 2+, they take an amount of mortal damage equal to the roll. And they just never,
That seems good.
they're on fire for the rest of the game.
There's no unfiring of them?
No, there's nothing in there. What? That's obnoxious. We need little flame tokens.
Yeah, we do.
This guy is going to be really fun to play.
Yeah.
And then last of all, he does have his unique prayer, which is called Lightning Tempest, casts on a 5. You pick a visible enemy unit within 12 to be struck by lightning, and then you roll your dice. Effect, they take d3 mortal damage, and then you roll a dice. On a 1 or a 2, nothing. On a 3-up, pick another, this is chain lightning, another enemy unit within 3 to be struck by lightning and to deal d3 mortal damage. If the chanting roll was a 10+, you can pick another enemy unit within 6 of that unit instead of 3, and you keep rolling dice in this way until the sequence ends, or there's no enemy units eligible to be struck by lightning, and they cannot be struck by lightning more than once per turn. So you can't...
A little murder thingy there.
Ah, it's so
murder
cool.
thingy.
You just chain across. This guy's
That's
so
awesome.
fun.
That's awesome.
Very cool. And a sick model. All right, so we're getting into some of the more niche picks. This is Neeve Blacktalon and her gang. This is a, not regiment, it's a war scroll or something of renown. So you can ally this in it basically to other order detachments. So I don't think we're gonna spend a ton of time on it. You get these all as a single package. It does come with an Edeneth spellcaster, which is cool. It is one way that if you are playing someone like dwarfs, like Caradron, you can actually get a wizard in your army. But traditionally, this unit has been quite expensive. So they give her different bonuses. She gives the unit -1 to be hit. She has another sort of defensive spell. You've got Neeve's Companions, which kind of just shoot and fight in various different capacities. And then one of them gives them a 5-up ward. They're all giving out different buffs. And then Neeve herself, she is a fighter. And she gets +1 damage if she's targeting a character. And can shoot.
A fighter and a lover?
Fighter and a lover. Honestly, this unit looks like a lot of fun to paint and play. Like, every model is so unique. So,
definitely, it's
this
very
would be a cool project. Bastion Carthalos, classic. Let's take a quick look at him. So, each time friendly units within 12 of this unit uses all-out attack, no command points are spent. So that's cool.
That's nice.
This, of course, allows you to pre-game move 3 units, which is fantastic. And then he heals if he kills things. Vandus Hammerhand. This is the named Concussor Derp Dragon. Gives +3 control score to friendly warrior chambers within 3. So
I'm Mr. Hammerhand to you.
He's so derpy. Oh my gosh. And then he's kind of lieutenant ability where he fights with with a warrior unit nearby. Gardas Steel Soul, aka superhero landing, cool guy.
I'm glad they don't do this anymore.
Oh, the hammer cloaks?
I mean the hammer, so a bunch of the new guys have the hammers on the cloaks, but they're on the cloak. It's not Leviosa.
He's landing. He's like poof, so they're like
That's not what that looks like.
That's true. Let's see. Maybe they are floating. Anyway, I'm not gonna think about that. Let's see. They used to like throw the hammers from their cloaks. Pretty weird.
That's very, very Thor-y of
Cool.
them.
Yeah. It could be. Anyways, let's take a look. So, 5-up ward. He is Warrior Chamber. Again, a lot of the older ones are Warrior Chambers. Once per battle in your charge phase, pick 3 visible Stormcast. They can get +1 charge, +1 attacks. Love it. Very cool. Tornus the Redeemed. I actually don't even know what model this is. Tornus the Redeemed.
No, there's no way I'm going to find it.
There's no way you're going to find it. Ruination Chamber character. Interesting.
Quick 2 hits.
Yeah, I like that. That's fun. On both of his profiles. Helps your rally. And makes your units more defensive. And he has the shrug.
Part of the Ruination chapter.
Yeah, which is cool. And he flies. What the heck is this model?
We're going to have to look this up. Insert clip here.
Right? Oh, I'm definitely not putting that clip in. Lord Celestant, this is the new model, I think. Yeah. Which is cool. Lady Celestant. And she's a lieutenant, and she fights. She's kind of like the bare bones character, right? Then you have the mounted version. Bare bone mountain version. This is Extremist Chamber. Lord Imperatant, also I think new model. New kind of generic version of him. And these days, what does he do? He's got the Gryph-hound token. This allows you to 5-up ward. And then when you roll a 1 on the ward, it goes away.
It's really sad when you kill your own griffin.
Yeah, it's like...
Gryph-hound.
Yeah. I like how he also has a griffin cloak. Kind of dark. That was the last Gryph-hound that failed him. My God. And then...
this model's so cool.
He's so cool. This is a new guy.
Yeah, I've painted him right now. What does he do? Let's see. He's got a relic hammer, auto wounds. Love that. 4 attacks, 2 damage. Add 1 to chanting rolls for this unit.
Level 1 priest. Yeah.
Level priest.
It's another reimagining of a classic Stormcast character. Yep. I think they just got rid of a lot of these generic ones, and so these are the new sculpts, basically.
Yeah. So. It's a great sculpt. I love it.
Right. I always love a good chaplain. Knight Arcanum, I think also might have received a new sculpt, because there was the one that came in the Dominion box, and then there's the new one. Might have just been a reboxing, but that should be available. Anti-manifestations, hilarious. For all of you dang
Sun players.
I'm
coming for you.
Right. And then this is +1 to casting and banishment roll. and does anti-manifestation stuff.
4 up against manifestation. 4 up board.
Oh, that's cool.
Right.
It's like, I'll fight him. I'll go fight the spells.
He's just out in the corner fighting the sun.
Right. The Knight Judicature, this is the big bow guy, 3 damage attacks, which is fun, and the number of different abilities from the Griffhounds to give buffs, which is cool. Knight Relictor, new version of him, I think, out, and Priest. What makes them different than the other one? Oh, that was a Lord Relictor. This is a Knight Relictor.
Oh, he's not as cool.
Yeah, he's not as cool. He's not as good as chanting. He's in practice, so he doesn't get the +1 to chant, but this is very strong. In the shooting phase, pick an enemy unit within 12 on a 2+, they're -1 for their ward saves. That's almost better than the Lord. That's very strong.
But the other one's got a cool chest plate.
Yeah.
So,
it's got a big banner. Big banner
like,
stands for something.
Super cool, but yeah, that's kind of awesome. Maybe we run him as him.
I don't know if we can let that fly. Let's see what this banner guy does.
Yeah.
He gives control score and he heals.
Cool.
Classic banner stuff. Moving right along, the Knight Questor, which I love the model and the concept of. This guy, basically, you pick an objective. That's his quest marked objective. And while he's on it, he gets +3 control and a 5 up board.
Nice.
It's just very cool.
It's very story and narrative-y.
Yeah, exactly. And look, he likes to fight heroes.
They gave him
The
lore right next to him.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Pick a friendly storm that is not. Fight twice. That's cool.
Very cool.
Questor Soulsworn. Praetors. This is from the last iteration of Stormcast. These are Warrior Chamber, so kind of classic. They're like the elite Halberd guys, 3 wounds, 2 damage, and then they are like bodyguards basically. So they both give and receive a 5 up ward when they're next to the hero that they are bodyguarding.
Awesome.
Which is cool. I think if the points are in the right place, interesting. It all depends on that, right? Because you're taking it as a whole unit basically for a buff.
Yeah.
So it depends.
Over to the Prosecutors.
Ooh, you love these
guys. They've got their Javelin, D3. They get +1 damage on the charge, which I love. They have the Resistance ability as well.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's cool.
I wonder if that's across the Ruination Chamber.
Oh, yeah, I think it is actually.
Just like, no.
Yeah, we're just now.
Oh, they're going to be so annoying to play against.
So obnoxious.
I would.
Not looking forward to that.
You ready? Also, you said this earlier, but are we going to have a Dragon off? Are we going to Stormcast v Stormcast?
I would love to have Stormcast be Stormcast. If we have enough Stormcast to Stormcast be Stormcast.
I think we do have enough Stormcast to Stormcast our Stormcast.
So I'm honestly, like real talk, I'm excited for you to be working on the Stormcast, but I'm also a little jealous because they're very cool.
I mean, you had Kondis.
I did, yeah. I did paint some of them. So.
But back to this, they add 1 to the number of dice rolls when making a charge.
Yeah, amazing. Great for this unit that kind of just wants to be in the right place at the right time.
Love that.
Cool. Paladors, this is a new unit.
Oh, these are so fun to paint, y'all.
They're so cool. And I know you're also excited about this unit. So
yeah, so this is move 12, love that. I get really confused when anything moves less than 10 nowadays.
What's up with that?
So what's up with that? Health 5, control 2, anti-infantry, +1 damage to the charge.
Love that.
Love that. 3 attacks, hits on 3s, 1 damage, okay. Griff Talons, 3. Yeah, this argument that 1 foot has to stay on the ground. Hits on 5, so they don't hit well.
Yeah,
let's see. If any friendly Warrior Chamber unit has been destroyed, you can re-roll charge rolls, and you get strike first.
Okay. I know some people were upset because they previewed this. They were upset that you have to lose a unit for this thing to take effect. I think if you're playing Warrior Chamber, we've seen a number of things that kind of encourage MSU or multiple small units of Warrior Chamber. So basically, you're going to be using those in the early game. They're going to die, and then you basically just don't want to use these for the earliest turns of the game.
Yeah, it seems like you set up a screening unit, let that get hit, you get a huge charge in, and you annihilate with your
take the flanks or seize the center. They're going to die, and then you activate other abilities. I think it's totally fine. Then the Chariot itself is always cool. Of course, doing mortal damage impact hits, +1 damage on the charge and the axe. Chariots are cool. What can I say?
I didn't see.
Oh.
We don't have this version of them.
Well, it's just a different. It's the same kit, no?
Is it?
Oh, Lindsay built these, right?
Yeah.
So there's probably like a lance. Let's see. Yeah, so lance or blade. Okay. So they're the same in the rules.
Okay.
But
we built it with a blade.
Yeah, that's why you didn't see it. Yeah.
I was like, wait, what's this?
That's cool. I love Vigilors. Such a sick model. So these bow dudes, same as before, they basically hit a unit and then they buff other units into them. So giving +1 to hit rolls for other things that target it. Very strong ability. Liberators, classic.
Painting up a bunch of these right now. Crit Mortals.
Warhammer. It's literally the Warhammer.
Okay, there's probably some clip somewhere of when I messed this up with the Warhammer and the Grand Hammer, and I just rolled all Grand Hammers.
Yeah.
But now, isn't that what it?
Huh?
No, you. I was gonna make a mistake.
Actually, I think didn't the small hammers not have crit mortals before?
Yeah, I think.
That does seem like an upgrade,
right?
doesn't it?
I think the.
Liberace. No, they did.
They both have
okay.
crit mortals.
It's just so the same as before.
And then add 3 to control for contesting a friendly objective.
Wholly within friendly territory.
You
still did. That's what you were talking about earlier. See, you gotta watch them.
You know, is it cheating
really
if you just keep convincing yourself?
Yeah, right? Cool. Next up, let's take a look at the Vanquishers. So these are these like weird, like Naginata almost. I don't know what they are, but they look cool. +1 damage for the Celestial Greatswords, which is their only weapon, if you target a unit that has 5 or more models. So they really want to cut down hordes. It's a little match specific. I think too specific. I'm not putting them in my list in the hope that I'm playing against an army that has units that qualify. So I'm not really a fan, unfortunately. The Vindictors, which of course everyone has because of the Dominions box. They're a defensive unit. So anti-charge +1 rent, which is cute, but then probably more importantly, if they did not charge and they're in combat, on a 4+, they get strike first.
That's what my Scythes need.
That would be actually a great upgrade.
Right?
So now if someone charges you, they might not fight first, and that's kind of spooky. Quester Soulsworn.
No
what
idea.
The heck? No idea. It's like a... That's weird. 3 health, move 5.
5 aboard. That's 3 to control score.
What the heck is this? It's like a little support unit. Maybe there's like a little character he stands with. Cool, I like it. And then the Storm Coven. What the heck are these models? I've never seen this. Look how cool this guy is.
There's too many models.
What?
There's too many models, y'all.
The Storm Coven, wizard, good. +1 power level while they're contesting objectives, so you get to cast an extra spell. Aether Shock, cast on a 7, pick a visible unit within 12. If the target's a friendly unit, they get strike first. If it's an enemy unit, strike last.
That seems pretty good.
These guys are sick. What the heck? It's not even a hero.
We're gonna have to find those.
We gotta find these models, yeah. That's so dope. Looks like very like Harlequin-y too.
Yeah, very Harlequin-y.
Wow, what the heck? Annihilators, big old Terminator bubs.
I like them.
They're so thick.
Look at, they've got these little like lightning bolt, like dangles.
I like lightnings.
They run around with their dirt dragons.
Yeah, it's so funny. I imagine if it's like a kid with a little t-shirt that says
they've
lightning
got
bolt.
like these like
they're protected, okay? They're like,
you over there?
Hey, where you guys going? You guys see any orcs in this game? So you got the shield and hammer, and then the big hammer versions.
Great.
2-up save, which is very hard to find for the shield versions, and they've always just been tough. 3 wounds, 2-up save. They only move 4, and then the way that they move is by deep striking.
Yep.
So you pick an enemy unit that charges this turn and is in combat with this unit to be the target. You roll a dice for each model. In this unit, if any of the rolls are a 6, the target has strike last. So you really want to reinforce this unit. That's always also kind of been the case. And then this one, if this unit was set up this turn using Scions of the Storm, pick up to 3 enemy units that are within 10. So you're 9 away, you more than 9 away, you pick that ability, roll a d3 for each target on a 2+, inflict an amount of mortal damage on the target equal to the roll. So they drop down, they lightning you. The only downside is you often make your charge longer, but they're kind of like, we have arrived. And then note this is actually encouraging them to get charged, right? So they kind of are like, here we are, come get us. Again, great for dropping turn 1 to stand in the middle.
Yeah. And I wonder if this would play well with this.
The Paladors, yes. Yeah. Are they Warrior Chamber? They are.
Yeah, so drop them down.
Eventually they'll die.
Let them get in, and then let the Paladors go on and clean it up.
I think it's cool. And then the Great Hammer is just hit really hard. So again, 3 attacks, 3 damage. They they have the reverse. So if they charged, they can give strike last. I actually like this a little bit less because you're the one going in, and then you still don't know if it's triggering. Whereas uncertainty on the attacker is really good for you because you don't care, right? You're giving them a tough choice. And then Blazing Impact, same thing. So
interesting.
It's cool. They're fun.
Yeah. Awesome. Yes.
No, not the Derp Dragons.
He's so cute.
Derp Dragon Supreme.
Oh, look at him. Oh, look at this beautiful boy.
God.
Look at him. Lord Celestant on Star Drake. He's like, I'm Star Drake.
He's so dumb looking.
He's a little Pokemon. Oh, you're so cute. He only gets 18 health. Moves 12, control 5, thrift stays, has a ranged attack, 24.
Oh, that's very long.
Companion, 4 attacks, 3s to 2s. Oh.
You're doing great.
It's okay. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
3s to 2s, rend 2 damage. That's nice.
Nice.
Crit auto wound. Nice.
18 health.
Yeah.
Monstrous.
You weren't listening to me.
No.
Excellent. Okay. Does degrade.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We've got once per turn, any combat phase. Pick roll 3 dice for each roll that exceeds the target's health. Model is slain.
It's a big bite. Eat 3 guys.
Each time you make an unmodified save roll of 6 for combat attacks that target this unit, inflict 1 mortal wound damage after the fight ability has resolved.
That's cute.
So how dare you attack my Derp Dragon?
Right.
And then add 1 to attack characteristics for friendly extremist chambers wholly within 12. So buffs extremists.
All the dragons.
Let's see his friend.
Templar.
He closed his mouth.
Right.
Drakesworn Templar.
Same defensive profile, 18 wounds, which
really?
is a lot, yeah.
But not 20.
Not 20. Rain of Stars is the same, but he also has the Skybolt Bow, which is crit auto wound. It's like nothing. Why do they even include this profile? Like, why?
Maybe there's something that's like if you do damage.
Oh, yeah, actually, that would be good. We'll see. Templar weapon, anti-hero, anti-monster, so he can go fight things. 5 attacks at rend 1 up to 2 for 2 damage. Companion, 7 attacks, rend 2 for 3 damage, same as the other one. And then he degrades. His passive is the same, so the extremist team. Oh, right, this is what all extremist guys have this actually, bouncing the damage back in combat. And then his rampage, once per turn, pick an enemy monster in combat, roll a dice on a 2+. You get +1 damage to his Cavernous Jaws, which is the giant profile. 7 attacks, going to 4 damage. And if the enemy monster is also a hero, add 1 to the damage of the weapon as well.
So this thing that we thought might be cool, no, they didn't do anything with that, but this is cool.
That's right. I never came in. But that's amazing. So we have Big Stompy, go kill things. Big Buffy, go help things.
Yeah.
Cool.
The mini Derp Dragons.
Mini Derp Dragons. So still solid, 5 health, moves 10. Look, they've got crit 2 hits in shooting. They have crit mortals, 3 attacks at 2 damage. Bouncing wounds back. And then this thing, which I absolutely hate, turning off commands on a 3+. I hate that they're actually quite good.
So I get to run Derp Dragon?
I mean, we do have some. I think it's going to happen. So that was the Concussors, the Desolators. What is the main difference? +1 damage against 10 or more models. It's so specific. It's strong, but like
this is better.
This is good all the time. This is good sometimes. And then they also don't have crit mortals. Instead, they get +1 rend. This just seems better.
That seems better.
Yeah. Fulminators are the... Oh, I forgot.
I understand why they didn't... Like, they should have just put the spear behind this image. Like, they just, like,
moved
the image down. Like, it's like, dragon. What?
Someone's a beginner in graphic design. Oh, no. It's so true. Oh, my gosh. So this is... I think it is the same kit, actually. I didn't realize. It has 4 builds.
Yeah.
I had no idea. So these guys, everyone's Extremist Chamber, same base profile, same Storm
this one
Blast.
gets charge benefits.
+1 damage.
Yeah,
Oh, I like that.
So you've got crit mortals, anti-infantry, charge.
That's fantastic. And then the Extremist Chamber passive, and then their charge phase ability is pick a unit within an inch, roll a d3 on a 2+, you take mortal damage. So it's impact hits.
Yeah.
Okay, these guys are actually really cool too. This is quite good.
Then we've got the last ones. Looks like they have an additional crossbow with crit 2 hits, but damage, 1 damage.
Yeah.
And then they don't look like they get any of the benefits
What?
on the melee weapon. So far these ones are not as great as I think the other ones.
That's so weird.
And they have, on a 2-up, target cannot use the all-out defense command.
Oh, and it's something that's taken damage from the crossbows.
Crossbow.
Wow,
See,
that's a
at
lot of
least
work.
That's a lot of work, but at least it connected.
Yeah, they tried to tie it in, which I appreciate, but it just doesn't seem like it synergizes. Oh, here we go. So these are the smaller flying dragons, both the character and the regular ones.
The Galaxy one that I painted on Hobby Hangout.
Check it out. So this is the hero one first.
Excellent. So we've got a Flame Stream, Shoot in Combat Companion, 10 attack, 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. That's great, winning on 2s. Rend 2, but only 1 damage. Then we go on to Aeon Fireblade, 5 attacks, cool. 3s, 2s, 2 damage. So far these are pretty fine. Like they're fine. Okay. They have health 11.
It's
they're
a
kind
lot
of
of health.
beefy for them. Depending, I'm curious. Like these could either be amazing if the points are right, or
Yes.
just like
It's all about the points.
It's all about the points on this unit.
And also depending on how they organize the regiments. Like, does this take a slot? Is it? Can you take it as like an add-on?
Yeah.
Those are all questions.
And let's see. We've got the normal Extremist Chamber benefit, and then add 1 to attack characteristics for both this unit and the target Draconian Fangs and Talents for the rest of this turn. So that helps those out.
That's cool. What I also like about this guy is you note that we've seen a lot of named dragons. Yeah. We've seen, I'll just leave it at that. This is probably the cheapest body to get some of the enhancements on. In like a dragon-heavy list. So might be interesting for that purpose. Yeah,
I have a tendency to run a lot of name-heavy lists as well, so that will be helpful for me. And then we've got the Storm Drake Guard down to 9 health. Similar small ranged weapon, but this looks nice. The Lance has +1 damage to charge.
Ooh, nice.
+1 rend on anti-infantry. And then we've got the Drake Warrior's Warblade, 6 attacks hitting on 3s, 1 damage. And then the Fangs and Talons, 2 damage. And do they get a benefit? Can you increase their damage?
So this guy gives the +1 attack.
So you can give it to them.
So it only, I think it's just the dragon, So this will go to 5 attacks with Companion.
Okay. And then we got, if this unit charged on a 3-up, this unit can move 2d6. It can pass through the combat ranges of enemy units and can end that move in combat.
That's very strong.
That's awesome.
And you can enter into a new combat. You don't have to stay where you were.
And then you inflict D3 mortal damage on that enemy unit.
I think it's very cool.
That's super cool.
We're gonna make it happen.
They've got some really cool movement stuff.
Right?
And then you got a cool image of them.
So pretty.
Yeah.
Like those demons. All right. Moving along. This is the Vanguard stuff. So kind of like their scouting Deuterinos. So this is the Lord. I really love these bird mounts.
Yeah, they're super cool.
So cool.
You painted one so well.
Thank you. Oh no, that's a different one actually.
Oh, okay.
It might be the same species.
Yeah.
But this is actually from the 2nd generation of Stormcast. So many. These guys have a base profile of 8 health. They move 14, so very fast. Still a 3-up save, which is nice. I could have seen them sending that to a 4-up. They can shoot and charge even if they ran or retreated. Amazing. Nice. And then they have an ability to ride the winds, etheric. If they're not in combat, you can pick up to 2 friendly Vanguard Paladors.
Nice.
Oh, so we need to get some of these. And the uppy downy on a board edge.
Nice.
Oh, it's so good.
There's a lot of good movement stuff.
Yeah, which is like the most fun way to play. The Vanguard Hunters are the foot guys.
In your opinion.
It's so fun.
Nah, I want to fight.
That's fair. Same ability with the, so this is the Vanguard ability, to be able to shoot and charge even if they run a retreat, very flexible. +2 move while a hunted enemy unit is on the battlefield. What does that mean, you say? Well, once per battle, at the deployment phase, you pick an enemy unit to be hunted.
Yeah, like this one.
We will hunt you. It's cool, it's cute. They need to be cheap though, to be honest.
Yeah, they need to be a screening unit.
So these are the Vanguard Paladors. This is what the Lord was buffing up. And so these are like the lighter versions of what you have just built. Move 14, health 5. Again, this is all Vanguard's chamber. They got, 2 damage up to 3 on the charge.
That's nice.
Some decent shooting. And then if you do damage with their shock axes, then the enemy is -1 to wound. So they're like...
Because they're shocked.
Shocking.
That makes sense.
Yeah, checks out. And then there's a variant where you give them the Star Strike Javelins. And this obviously gives the Javelin. And what does the Javelin do? If this unit charges this phase, pick an enemy unit in combat. They can immediately use a shoot ability as if you're a shooting phase, but all attacks must target the enemy unit. In addition, the javelins have shoot in combat. So they can shoot, charge, and then shoot in combat.
Nice.
It's cute.
I feel like there's a very Seraphani unit that does that as well.
Yeah. It's the Raptidons, which Lindsay loves. More Vanguard, more birds.
Let's see, we've got the Vanguard Raptors. I don't see any like, where's the dino?
I know, right?
Raptor. I'm just saying.
It's like raptors in the metaphorical sense of the bird, and the metaphorical sense in that it's not a bird, but it's a crossbow.
Yeah, I follow. I totally get that.
Multiple degrees of separation.
Anti-hero crit auto wound. So yeah, you can snip out a hero from pretty far, 2 attacks, 2 damage. Heavy stuck, so the bunt
That's
of
really
your
funny.
crossbow. They get the Vanguard Chamber. If this unit has not moved this turn and was not set up this turn for the rest of the turn, this unit can ignore the effects of guarded hero ability. Nice. So you can
truly snipe characters out.
That's your sniper.
They need this, otherwise it's unplayable.
And then here are your raptors. I mean birds, apparently.
They're so fun.
Of the Aether Wings.
Oh.
They 2 attacks, hitting on 4s, 1 damage. This unit has a maximum control score of 1, so that makes sense.
Stuff, yeah.
Well, yeah, and they're like not even on the ground.
Yeah. They're literally parrots.
Add 1 to hit rolls for shooting attacks made by friendly units.
It's a little buff.
And like they can do battle tactics, so.
Yeah, I mean honestly, if they're cheap enough,
if they're cheap, then
I'll buy that.
Bring the birds.
Yes. Vanguard Raptors, again, no raptors in sight. This is crossbow, more attacks, but no rend base, +1 rend against infantry, and then crit 2 hits, which is cute. And the big thing is if you do damage with the crossbows, +1 to wound for close combat Vanguard units. So you mark people with these bows, you send in your cavalry, +1 to wound, +1 damage, you're doing cool stuff. So if you're going Vanguard heavy, I like these guys.
Yeah.
And then the Gryph-hounds, they do still have a unit.
They're so cute!
Right? They're beasts, of course, so max control score of 1. They have kind of poopy combat. What's the thing that makes them interesting? In any shooting phase, pick an enemy unit within 12 that was set up this turn. Pick up to 3 Stormcast units that are within 12. Roll a d3 on a 2+. They do mortal damage. So this has kind of always been their roles. They're basically like lookouts for things that like arrive from Deep Strike. So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Moving along. We've spent more time on these than I expected, but I'm kind of okay with it. So now we get to the new stuff, mostly. This is the Iridan's alternative build.
Yeah. So this is the Lord Vigilant on Morgriff. So it's, do you want the hood or do you not want the hood?
Yeah.
But let's see the
That's the only
actual
important
difference.
question.
That's the only.
That's it.
That's it.
We're not even going to look.
I mean, me and Lindsay built these all in a day.
Yeah.
And we did not have the book with us. We picked based on vibe.
Honestly?
Only vibe.
That's the right way to do it.
So I'm gonna find where the other one is because I would like to do a little comparison. As we go
totally.
through this.
To Iridan?
Yeah.
I think he was right at the beginning.
That's what I thought, but
The characters. There's so many.
nope. It started with them. There's the dragons, and then there we go. Okay, so 12, 12, 5, 3. 12, 12, 5, 3, cool. We've got the Hallowed Glade charge +1 damage. No, so this one this one has a different weapon. 5 attacks, 3 3s on 2s, okay. And then we've got the Talons. I assume the Talons are same. Yeah, okay. So yeah, different melee weapon.
Yeah.
We've got the Ruination Chamber.
Yeah.
Which-
Just on a 4.
Yep,
Yep.
cool. We've got
This is
this is new.
this is new.
Pick a friendly hero, non-hero Ruination Chamber unit wholly within 12 for the rest of the turn. Add 5 to the target's control score.
It's good. I wish.
But like, why non-Ruination Chamber?
No, non-hero. So it only works on Ruination, but it can't be another hero.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
But what I don't like is it says while target is wholly within 12 of this unit.
Yeah.
So you have to stick next to them.
And like, if you are already wholly within 12, you probably have 5 control on that point.
Right. 5 plus the other unit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's unlikely. And then we got pick an enemy non-monster hero in combat. Roll 2d6. If it's higher than health character, strike last, and this target cannot receive commands. That's
very good.
good, but
No?
no, I don't.
That's great.
That's good, but I don't think it's better than this.
No.
Crit mortals, 4 attacks, 3 d3 damage,
Yeah, no,
and
the
then,
D3 damage is not a good thing, in my opinion.
because of you.
Because I'm always going to roll 1s and 2s.
You are always gonna roll.
So that's a
ones
1
and twos.
damage weapon.
So, but they also get like this
Yeah.
prayer.
And the retreat is amazing.
Like the retreat is so cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
in your dragon list, you can have him.
He's not a dragon, he's a bird.
And then in my dragon list, I'll have this.
I think they're comparable, which I like. I think you can take them for different reasons. You can also put enhancements on this guy. Give him strike first once per game.
Oh, no.
It's pretty nice.
I think the other one has a hook.
I think they're both valid. I think that. Knight Azeros. This is the guy with the robes that are too big for him. Woke up in his pajamas. He's got his Star Blast weapon, 5 attacks, 1 rend, 2 damage, 6 health, moves 12, 5 control, 3 up save, Ruination, and no ward save. He's got the Ruination resistance. In the combat phase, you roll a dice on a 3+ to pick one of the following. -1 to hit, -1 for enemies to hit while they're in combat range of him, or heal D3 to each Stormcast journal within his combat range.
Okay.
Very cool. Yeah. Within 3 inches, yeah. And then once per turn, any turn, which like Mel said, is always something that's good, you pick a friendly prosecutor's unit. So the Jumpy Boys, you roll a dice on a 3+, they can immediately retreat, love that, or if they're non-in-combat, they can use a normal move. Very cool, I didn't realize. So he's like a prosecutor's leader. Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's fun.
We've got Lord Vigilant. This is the one you painted, right?
Yeah.
Let's see, we've got a Great Axe. Looks like a good profile. We've got the Beaks, very standard, Ruination. Let's see what else we've got. Pick a non-hero Ruination Chamber, Holy Within 12. The target can use 2 fight abilities.
Nice. That's so good. That's very, very interesting. I really like the Ruination Chamber. They're all like the most dramatic.
Thank God, because this is mainly what I've built.
Good. Yeah. Right? They look sick.
I know, when you're opening the book, when you have an army, and you're like, okay, this is gonna work together.
That's so true. So true.
And then we've got Lord Terminos, Crit Mortals on the melee weapon. Let's see. Is this
a lot of text?
Yeah, I know. I was hoping we read it before. No. Pick a friendly non-hero Ruination Chamber infantry unit that has not fought yet. And that's within 3, so combat range. The target can be picked to use a fight ability immediately after the fight ability used by this unit. Oh, okay, so you get to skip their turn. Yeah, you get double activation. Yeah. And they get +1 to hit, which is cute. Excellent. And then this unit's Memoriam, thank you, is a token. Add 3 to the control scores for friendly and holy within 12 while it's I can't do that word. It's never going to happen. I'm not taking this because I can't do this. Can't do it, sorry. If you make an unmodified save roll of 1, remove it. Yeah. So it's his little buddy, and if he gets killed, then you lose it. And then you make it into a cloak. Exactly. Oh my God, this one's a human. This time it's a person, Mel. Still got to make it into a cloak. I don't make the rules. No. I don't make the rules. We've got the Lord Veritant next. This is a Foot Lord, 6 health, moves 5, 2 control, 3 save. Priest 1, Ruination. And he's got the Staff of Abjuration. This is the guy on foot with the thing across his face, maybe? Yes. And yeah, that guy. The Judgment Blade, anti-priest, anti-wizard. He just judges you for having extracurricular activities of any kind. He's got the 4 resistance for bringing Ruination. He can unbind as if he was a wizard, which is cool. And then let's see what makes him special. Passive, Sense Unholy Sorcery. The Griff Crow is a token. Subtract 1 from casting rolls and chanting rolls for enemy units within 12. It's a little close there. And of course, if you roll a save roll of 1, the Griff Crow gets killed and you make a cloak out of him. I probably would try to take like another priest that does other things on top. But these Reclusians are beautiful, and we have quite a few of them. So fingers crossed. So hopefully they're good. What do they do? Okay, we've got 3 attacks, hitting on 3s, 2 damage, crit mortals. Ooh, nice. Like that. They have the Ruination Chamber, and then let's see, they've got the token. Oh, the Memoriam. Oh, you can't use this unit either. Sorry. Buns. Yeah. Yeah. So each time you make it's fine. I need to see points. They're actually very normal. Yeah, they're very normal, which is unfortunate. Turns out they're just guys. But this is actually, you know what? You know what's interesting is I was like, we had that ability that works for Ruination Infantry to fight twice. And I was like, what are the Ruination Infantry? These are their main line. Yeah. So we will see. It's pretty sick. Yeah. We will see. Cool. Beautiful art. Please enjoy this brief respite from the profiles. All right, we've made it through the units. It's time for the endless spells. So let's see if you're going to take the Purple Sun or not.
Celestian Vortex. This is the Storm of Vengeance, 12 attacks, 4/4/1/1. It's not bad, honestly. And then the passive is Tornado of Magic and Hammers. Subtract 1. It's so dumb. I love
All
it.
it needs is just a lightning bolt through the center. Like,
Yeah, it's just a tornado of hammers. They're like, no, it's the magic. -1 to hit rolls from enemies. Subtract 1 from hit rolls for shooting attacks made by enemy units while they are wholly within 12 of its manifestation. Okay, so you throw it out there, it debuffs their shooting. It's cute, honestly. I'm kind of into it. It does move, and it moves 8. So you're flying around, hitting things with hammers, making their shooting worse. The Dias Arcanum. I'll have mercy on you, and I'll read this one because it's got a lot of text.
I mean, I imagine you put your thing on the dais, and then you get these things.
That sounds about right to me, honestly.
I did it.
Right? Arcane Enhancement, while it was picked to be the target of the summoned Arcanist on the platform. Yeah, so exactly. You summon this, they go on the platform, they get a 5-up ward, they get +1 to their power level if they're a wizard. The unit, oh, they don't move? Oh, yeah, okay. They don't move because this thing moves. Instead of measuring, you measure range from this. They can only be banished. And if it's banished, then you put them only within 3.
I think it's a very wizard thing. Like, get me my dais.
It's so cute. And he's like, zum, 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 zum. It's cool. 5 ward is no joke.
We've got the Everblaze Comet.
Yes.
Health 5, no movement. 6 up to banishment. Yeah, it makes sense.
It lands.
Let's see. Pick a number of enemies within 6. Roll a d3. Inflict a number of mortal wounds. Subtract 1 from casting rolls for enemy wizards while they're within 12 of it.
It's cute. It lands, does some mortal damage, and is annoying.
They're still going to take a sun.
Yeah. Oh,
look at this new piece.
Yeah.
This model's beautiful. It's massive. Health 12. Also doesn't move. Makes sense. I mean, unless it Leviosa.
Yeah.
Let's see. Pick a friendly non-monster Stormcast Eternal unit that is not in combat, is wholly within 6. Don't love that. That's like the bow. It's wholly within 6.
Yeah.
Remove that target from the battlefield instead of... Okay, so if you're here, you can up, you down.
You go through. I really wish this put them into
the Celestial.
This was their chance.
That would have been so cool.
I know.
You could run back to the thing and be like, send me up.
Which it like basically does. It just doesn't trigger off of like the Celatus Prime. Missing out. It is your faction train. It is free. It is look, it is an uppy downy.
Yeah, it's an uppy downy.
It's great.
It's yeah.
It is good.
It's fine. It's fine. It's super dope.
You're gonna eat your veggies and you're gonna enjoy it. And that is all the units.
We did it.
Congrats. Boom. With that though, let's take a brief look at the rest of the book. I was like, wait a minute. So here's the paint guide. Always cool to see. And then we have, oh, that's right. The Regiments of Renown. You ready for this? So this one is comprised of a Lord Vigilant on Griffstalker, Lord Veritant, 3 Prosecutors, and 5 Liberators.
Yeah.
It is basically the Spearhead box or the Scaventide box.
Yep.
What does it do? So this is going to be... Oh, this is Spearhead. It's not a regiment. Okay, it's literally Spearhead.
Okay. I was like, yeah, we did this.
Sorry. I think there might be Regiments of Renown after this. My apologies, folks. Here's the Spearhead rules.
Look at these beautiful cards.
So pretty. Nice. Love it. Now you've seen it. Path to Glory. Here we go. Here's the narrative stuff. So again, we haven't played this, but just want to show you folks, so those of you who are interested can take a gander and look at it. It'd be cool to do a little narrative campaign and like progress through it. But there's only so many
Only so many games we can play.
So many cool things going on. Beautiful, beautiful. Next up, mount upgrades. Now Mel's on board.
I'm on board. You mean I can upgrade my dragon?
Yeah, it's so cool. Path of the Storm, one of the upgrade trees. And then Path of the Redeemer. Alternative build there. And then here we go. Army of Renown. The Ruination Brotherhood. So I can guess where this is going. Roster options. Aridan the Witness.
Yes.
Any Ruination
must
Chamber.
be included and must be your general.
Yes, I love it. Is this yours? This is happening. Yeah. Any Ruination Chamber units, you can have Liberators, you can have Night Questers, and you can have any other non-hero Warrior Chamber units. You cannot include Regiments of Renown. So it actually lets you pick a lot of things. No dragons, unfortunately.
It's out.
So it's a Ruination Town. How does it work? Once per turn in the hero phase, you can pick a Ruination Chamber unit. They get a 5-up ward for the rest of the turn. Cool. That basically gives you your old battle trait back. Which look, we laugh, but I think it's important. The problem with a lot of these is that you're like, it's cool.
But you lose your thing.
Right. Like the troll one. I'm like, but I want to have the Bad Moon ability for the trolls. So it's nice you get that back. The passive is while friendly warrior chamber. Oh, wait, what the heck? So it also gives you. Oh no, it's different. While warrior chamber units are wholly within 12 of any friendly urination chambers, those friendly warrior chamber units have a 6-up ward.
Have a 6-up ward.
So that's cool. Once per turn, end of the turn, temper the flaw. You must use this ability at the end of each turn. You have to. Each friendly non-hero ruination chamber unit that has used a fight ability is a target. Okay. For each of those, you can either be guided or tormented. If you're guided, you return a slain model to it.
Okay, great.
Wow.
Great. That sounds like you want to be guided.
Amazing. If they're wholly within 12 of a hero. If you're tormented, so if you're not wholly within 12 of any Ruination Chamber heroes, they become tormented until the end of the next turn, and while they're tormented, they get +1 attack, but cannot contest objectives or use commands. This is something that the Armies of Renown have been doing, where they give you these crazy abilities, but then these horrific downsides. Like, can't play the game. The Skaven one, literally your units just die.
Nope.
Moving on.
Nope.
Once per turn, any combat phase, Entropic Screech.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, that was my tame version. Declare, pick a friendly urination chamber monster that's not used in any rampages, and then you pick up to 3 enemy units in combat. You roll a d3 for each target on a 2+, deal mortal damage equal to the roll, and you can't do any more rampages for the rest of the turn. It's cute. You're just going to do some mortal damage. You get 1 trait, 1 artifact, and your prayers. 1 trait, Corvin Lord. If this unit has the Ruination Chamber ability, it can use the ability once per turn, regardless of whether or not another friendly unit has used it during the same turn. This is the 4-up shrug.
Yeah.
Right. Cool. And then Artifact of Power, the Hallowed Scrolls. If it is infantry, it has Ward 5, otherwise it had Ward 6. That's genuinely great. Love it. And then the prayers, I believe. No, this is actually different.
These are all different.
Yeah. So the unlimited spell actually is the ability to return a unit to the unit. Yeah, that's it. Cool. Murderous Flock on a 4. Enemy unit within 12. Roll a dice for each model in the target unit. Every 4-up, you deal mortal damage. If the chanting roll is a 10+, every 4-up. That's great. Like it. And then last of all, Raven's Flight, because they're all into ravens here. You pick a friendly Ruination Brotherhood priest to chant this prayer. Add 2 to the target movement characteristic if the chanting roll is an A+. They get run and charge.
That's nice.
Very good.
The hard thing is, like, I guess you would know beforehand, but so much of your movement, you're like planning if you have run and charge.
Yeah.
Like, that one's hard to use.
You have to pick your battle tactic before you know if you have this ability.
That's really hard.
Yeah. That is the Ruination Brotherhood. We've got, I think, 1 more here. Yeah.
I feel like you were nervous turning that page.
It's a
beefy book.
It's a beefy book. Heroes of the First Forged.
I believe in you.
Okay. So this is roster options. Bastion Carthalos must be included and must be your general. Celatus Prime, Hammer of Sigmar. Karazai, Kondis, Yndrasta, Warrior Chamber, Praetors, Annihilators with Meteoric Grand Hammers, no Regiments of Renown. So this is like last generation Stormcast.
Yeah.
What do? You get the Celestial Realm ability back, which note the other army did not get.
No.
You get Punch Through once per turn in your charge phase. Pick a friendly infantry unit that has not charged. They can immediately charge and can move through enemy units when it does so. That's weird.
Right?
What's the point of that?
Pick a friendly infantry unit in combat that has not charged.
So it's basically just...
It gives you a charge even if you're in combat? Is that what that means? Pick a friendly infantry unit in combat that has not charged.
And you can move through models. Yeah. Okay, cool, situational. Summon the storm once per turn in your movement phase. Pick a friendly Bastion Carthalos. Oh, if friendly Bastion Carthalos is in the battlefield, still funny sentence, and not set up this turn, you can pick a friendly Stormcast Eternal unit that is in the Celestial Realm. Ooh! They get set up wholly within 6 of him, more than 3 from all enemy units. And if they're Annihilators or Annihilators with Grand Hammers for the rest of the turn, the target counts as using the Silence of Storm ability for the purpose of the Blazing Impact ability. That is amazing.
That's really good.
That lets you actually deliver Annihilators. 3-inch charge. Very cool. I like it. Your 1 heroic trait and your 1 artifact are as follows. Your heroic trait is Thagnav Bellicose, +1 attack for this unit's melee weapons while wholly within 6 of a friendly bashing Carthalis. Don't lose this guy, otherwise you're screwed. Artifact of power, the Shield of Skjoldjamar. You pick an enemy unit in combat with bashing with this unit. On a 4+, ward saves cannot be made for the target for the rest of the battle.
Wow.
Obnoxious, and you can keep trying.
That's gnarly. That's gnarly.
That's actually quite good. You get 2 spells. You get Wreathed in the Storm on a 7. You pick a First Forged Wizard. What the heck is a First Forged? That's like Firstborn. And for the rest of the turn, each time you make an unmodified save of 6 for combat attack, the target of the unit inflict 1 mortal damage back. Yeah, makes sense. Basically, it's like the dragon ability. Storm's Wrath, cast on a 6. First Forged Wizard casts a spell, picked up 3 visible enemy units within 9, and they take D3 mortal damage. Your Prayer, cast on a 4. Speed of the Righteous, pick a friendly First Forged Priest to chant. Add 2 to movement characteristic, just like the other one. If it was a 6+, you could pick another unit.
That's nice.
These are cool. And then Manifestation, you get the Comet. Makes sense. Again, these are very like thematic.
At least there's no massive penalty one.
Yeah, this one seemed fine.
Yeah.
And like if you're really into Annihilators, I think it could be cool.
Yeah.
And if you're really into bashing Carthalos.
Yeah, like if he's your ride or die, there you go.
It's funny. Now finally we come to the Regiments of Renown, which is just these little packages you can ally in. So this one can be included in Cities, Seraphon, Lumineth, Daughters, Edeneth, Sylvaneth, Caradont, Fireslayers. So this could be fun to add to your...
Any of mine.
Any of yours, yeah. It comes with 1 Lord Aquilar, mounted bird dude, 1 Vanguard Hunters with up to 5 models, and 1 Vanguard Paladors with up to 3 models. What does it let you do? Well, passive ability, Hunter's Cohesion. Each time this Regiment of Renown's Lord Aquilar uses the Ride the Wind's Etheric ability, you can pick all the units. So this is their extra move ability. And you add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made by this... for the Lord Aquilar and Vanguard Paladors that are target the hunted unit. Hunted. Yeah, you need to do this. This would be so fun. But also,
fun, yeah.
What concerns me even more is you can also bring dragons to all of your games now.
Every art. Edeneth, Sylvaneth, dragons,
It's so funny. It's literally just 2 dragons.
Yeah, just
1
bring
hero and 1 regular. Just 2 best buds out in the world.
Just like, you want to go hang out with the
It's
trees?
so fun.
It's going to be amazing.
This is literally just buy the box and play them.
Yeah, you want to play dragons?
Right?
It's the gateway dragons.
It is.
They're like, do you know how we get you into bigger dragons? We start you with little dragons first.
Yeah, with your like other army. It's so perfect. So what does it let you do? Once per battle, your hero phase, Hour of Retribution! Effect, for the rest of the turn, you add 1 to the wound rolls for attacks made by all units in this Regiment of Renown, and add 1 to save roll. So basically, they get 1 best day ever.
Yeah.
It's super fun.
The best day ever is me getting to play dragons in all my armies.
This is definitely happening.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I love it.
Excellent.
Beautiful. And lastly, of course, just the rules reference, no points. That is the evidence that we're not hiding anything from you. No, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm already hiding. This is underneath here is the code.
Okay.
To get our version of it.
So are we going to fight over that? Okay.
Ooh.
Married couples, partners, people living in the same households that share a book. How do you
solve this problem?
How do you solve this problem? We're not buying 2 books in the household.
No way. I'll probably give it to you.
Thanks.
I'll allow it. Beautiful. And there we have it, the Stormcast Eternals. It's a big book. Again, this was kind of just a first impression. We had no idea what we're getting into.
He lied. He knew all the other stuff.
I actually felt like I knew more than I expected.
And then he ends it by saying, we knew nothing. And I'm like, you had comparisons to all the old profiles. We looked 0 things up.
But this wasn't like premeditated, pre-studied.
Yes.
This is your first impression. What do you think of the book?
I'm so excited.
Yeah?
I'm really excited for just the units have a lot of flavor. There seems like it's gonna push me a lot on movement skills and like getting that out and like timing, sequencing.
Yep.
It's not just a go in and hit hard. It's very strategic and like some dragons want to go after this, some other dragons want to go after that. The models are amazing. I'm just excited. I think it's going to be overwhelming in list building.
For sure.
It's going to be like, oh no.
There's a huge number of options here, which is overwhelming but great. You know, try to use the chambers to organize the way that you want to play. Think about your battle tactics when you design your list, or just get the models that you think are coolest. Honestly, you can never go wrong. Well, you can go wrong, but the models are going to be the most important thing. So definitely take a look at that. Let us know, of course, in the comments below if we missed anything. Let us know what you're most excited about the brand new book. Of course, this video is releasing on the day that this is available for pre-order. A big thank you for Games Workshop for sending this to us ahead of time. And on Mondigmar, you know it, we're playing these folks. It's going to be a blast. And we're going to have Mel at the helm. It's going to be a great time.
Can't wait. Can't wait to show you all what I've been working on for a while now. It's going to be so much fun.
They're turning out beautiful.
Thank you.
Mel, thanks for joining me on this Battletome review. It was a pleasure chatting, hanging out.
Was it nice not to be alone?
It was actually, because this was a lot. So, you know, get your friends, go through this together, and enjoy the ride. Last of all, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll catch you all next time on the Tabletop. Bye!